What's your initial thoughts right away, Coach? I know you already said it, but what are you seeing out of these team comps?
Well, I see Loki on one team, so I already know what's going to happen. One person is going to be deleted. Not a big fan of Loki. Can't stand the guy. Can't wait for it to be reworked.
Now, I will say this. We watched EJ Cool play Loki in some casual games earlier this week, and the man was an absolute lunatic on Loki. He played out of
Indeed,
his
he
mind.
is.
It was actually, and I hate to say this, but it was fun to watch. And I
Well, I
I
won't
can't
say
wait to see
it,
what he
but
does
I'll
here.
let you say it.
But on the side, not even just the Loki the problem. So we got Ranger Danger on Sylvanas, which we know he is phenomenal on that Sylvanas. And then, of
Yeah.
course, a Kukulkan coming out. In a Joust map, a Kukulkan, my favorite god, that can be devastating on its own.
I do like Blue, Sweet and Sweaty. I like their team comp. Cuckoo can really work well off both of Loki and Sylvanas. Sylvanas hits a pull, dead. Loki hits an ult, they're dead. So they got real good burst damage coming from Sweet and Sweaty. They need some milk. It's a little rough, but Arachne's really good right now. Really good at a 1v1. Might be able to handle Loki, but I'm curious to see how this Kumakarna pick's going to work out.
I think Kukulkan picks smart. Oh, we might see a little 1v1 going on here with the Loki and the Arachne. Nope, they both just disengage. No harm, no foul. Don't necessarily have the damage they would both like to take that 1v1. And of course, Loki plays a little more scared when he doesn't have his ult. I initially speaking here, Coach, is it fair to say that Sweet and Sweaty look like they have the better comp as Sylvanas tries the big man pulls through the wall, and we've seen him hit those before.
Just from looking, they have an easier comp to confirm their damage. Now, I'm not going to lie. I think they need some milk. If they can hit their stuff, they got some good damage. We saw Baron can do put out some damage. So I'm just curious to see how they're going to get their damage out. Because we already know blue team, it's a whole lot easier for them to confirm off of a pull, a root, or a stun, or a knockup. It's just the damage confirm is just so easy.
How do you feel about this Arachne going Assassin's Blessing here?
I like it a little. Well, I like it mainly because it helps with her sustain. They did make Joust a little bit more jungle focused, and so I believe it'll help reward Arachne farming just a little bit because she needs that farm to get online so she can get her Hasten Katana and her Golden Blade, and she will just start running a train.
I agree. I think she's probably going to prioritize trying to farm this jungle over them. Might see a lot of invades coming out. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm indifferent until I see how it works. Oh, great pull off right on the mark. Of course, you're pulling in a Kumba who has an ult, sends him straight up in the air. And Cuckoo has not enough mana to follow up, really. But he got the shell and the Kumba ult. And honestly, I'd say that's a win. You use a 3, and then you get a Kumba ult and the shell for it.
I would have loved to see him hold on to that Kumba ult. There was no real chance to confirm the kill of Sylvana. He had his ult. I don't think he would have killed. I would have loved to see him hold on to that ult.
I would like to
Use,
see some restraint too, but at the same time, when you get pulled in, you're kind of expecting some follow-up damage, and there's a Kukulkan on the field. He might have expected to get Sylvanas ulted and then Cuckoo ulted in the same measure. I understand it, but a little restraint there probably would have helped out. He took a little look at Kukulkan's mana pool. He probably would have felt a little bit safer, but no harm, no foul. That ult's already halfway back up.
I would love to see I'm curious to see if the Arachne and the Baron are going to build any defense, knowing that the Loki, all he's going to do is just 4 ult or 4 and then confirm into his damage. If he builds crit, I'm curious to see if they'll pick up either a Spectral or a Breastplate. I do think that's a very good countermeasure to Loki or Mantle, but you're still risking damage, but I think they have enough damage in order for that item to be a good pickup. It's a good counter to them if you're a little bit slow on reacting on getting both your Bs and your A's.
How do you feel about this, Coach? You got a Baron, you have a Kumba, and you have an Arachne that you're facing, and Kukulkan picks up Aegis first relic.
He already has slow immunes in his 2. He did lose, I believe he did lose his root immunity with his 2. I would have loved to see bees come from them because they don't really have a lot of burst, high burst, just in your face burst like a Scylla Crush all, which would make that Aegis.
I agree with that. I think a big Loki ult coming out right away. And this is really the first fight we've seen. Sylvanas perfectly follows up with it. As soon as the Arachne Aegis is down, Loki gonna get caught in the Baron ult, and Kumba's there to CC him. Ranger danger, tick damage, gonna be good. Kukulkan ult, gonna be good. Can they finish the passive here on Kumba? And of course they can. Great teamwork there. Love to see it.
Yeah, we really want nothing the Arachne could do. Got ulted and direct pull coming up from Sylvanas. This might be a dead like.
Ooh, that Kukulkan whirlwind hits there. That's a dead Baron, and that's a deicide early on.
Yeah, this Sylvanas, in the words of Snoop Dogg, don't miss. Under pressure, he don't miss.
Yeah, he's very confident on that Sylvanas, and it's a huge difference when you see a confident Sylvanas because they're not necessarily setting themselves up with the root to hit the pull. They hit the pull first and follow up with the root and the ult and the ticking damage from the heal, and it could be such a game changer getting a Sylvanas that roots once a character's pulled in.
I'm a little bit curious on why there is boots on Arachne. I know most builds don't include boots on Arachne. I'm not saying it's a bad, but I would have loved to see either the Golden Blade Rush, because I believe the Golden Blade on her is really good.
Yeah, I think the Golden Blade Rush build and a great root pull. As I said, he doesn't set himself up. He goes for it there just to confirm it. And Baron already under half health, and Kumba doing what he can to mitigate anything else. Loki immediately sent to the sky. The root onto Sylvanas, Arachne up and down, and the Cuckoo ult gonna hit straight on. Not even a chance for Arachne there. Kumba trying to survive now. It's too much damage. That's gonna be a double un and a deicide.
I would have loved. It seemed like there was maybe a miscommunication because the Baron had back. They were trying to take a 2v3. You saw Loki go invisible in lane, so you knew he was trying to do something. I just think it was just a little bit bad timing.
And so I'm just impressed with how these guys are setting each other up together. They're really holding on to their abilities as Ranger Danger going aggressive, saying, Baron, you need to die too. We got the rest of the team jumping in there, hitting them with a tick damage, and it's just not going to be enough.
I'll tell you what, I'm see the Sylvanas went blink instead of a protective item first. I wholeheartedly believe if you are not getting blink on an aggressive support like Geb and Sylvanas, you are wasting his potential in the early game.
I agree, especially in a game type like this where you don't necessarily need big relics to help you out in the early farming phase. Yeah, go ahead and go aggressive. You have a hyper aggressive carry there, and what I do want to point out, and it already came online, I was about to talk about it, is I know Ranger Danger plays aggressive, and I know he likes to pick up this Spear of the Magus early on Sylvanas, and let me tell you, it is destructive, and it's coming out here, and next time that Baron's not getting away.
I don't think the Baron's going to get a chance to breathe if he gets hit with a root.
I agree. He's fairly immobile. He has obviously that movement speed buff, and he can kind of get out of dodge with his ult, control a little bit of the scene, but I think he gets pulled in far enough. The follow-up slow from Cuckoo, the ult from Loki. Baron probably doesn't stand a chance here. And you see Arachne playing off in the jungle with that Assassin's Blessing, just trying to get farm elsewhere while not robbing her teammates of farm. And big root coming on Sylvanas. Let's see if they make a play here. Just a little bit of poke damage. Cuckoo sent to the sky. No follow-up there, and they're just going to disengage as Loki wants some, goes in. Big Aegis from Baron, not enough. Loki getting the kill, and a two-man ult from Sylvanas to a two-man ult from Cuckoo. The follow-up damage is good. This is a runaway train, ladies and gentlemen.
It looks like it's going to be a dead Arachne as well.
Wowee! What a series of events there. There's just a lot of aggression and damage coming out from Sweet and Sweaty, and they certainly have earned that name.
Yeah, it's just they don't have anyone else to really do that high burst damage like that Cuckoo and Loki coming from they need some help. But great play from Ranger Danger hitting that ult and into the Cuckoo ult. There won't really nothing you could do. That was just executed perfectly.
You can't ask for much better than that. It kind of hits everybody in the soul out there who plays ranked and is just wishing for something like that to happen, sitting there holding the Cuckoo ult, waiting for the double Sylvanas knockup. But out here in Joust, these boys have been playing together all week. They're in sync with each other, and they're making the moves here today.
I'm curious to see how this Arachne is going to play out. Lowest one on the team, really struggling to find its stride.
Let me tell you why I like this Loki pick. Let's hold up a second. Arachne might be trying to make something happen here with Kumba, not actually following up. Kumba just CCing the boys and saying, someone please help me. I'm setting up a Cuckoo for you. Loki looking to make something happen on this Baron, as is tradition. Immediately detonated some before we can even get in there. Kumba falling up with the ult, too little, too late. Might mez him here, roots him. Arachne trying to make it happen on the back end. Actually does get the kill on K-Mills this time. He kind of just got left alone back there, and Loki pops an ability, ends a life. That's what Loki is just be doing. Sometimes you don't think it'd be like that, Coach, but it really do.
Yeah, this is why I would have loved to see Beads come out first Relic instead of Aegis for the Arachne, because that Beads would have helped you get out of that a lot easier than Aegis will. Aegis will stop the damage from happening, but the only problem is they have so much CC, and you got a confident Sylvanas hitting all their abilities. That Aegis, it'll help buy you some time, but in the end, Kefri can't stop execution.
Agreed. Here's what I would like to see happen. The Baron looks like he's probably going into a breastplate here. No beads on the side of they need some milk. And I think what they really need is scratch the milk, get him a Magi's. I think that's what Baron could use here to negate some of this Loki CC coming out with his ult and the follow-up burst damage. You get the Magi's, he pops the bubble, and you go ahead and go into a heal and maybe your ult.
I'm going to disagree with you right there. I believe the breastplate would be a better pick because he wants that cooldown to spam his ability.
Cooldown great on Baron, and he probably could use the physical protections right now, but I think it's just going to be steamroll because since he doesn't have beats, if he got beats first Relic, I'd say go for the physical defense, go for the cooldown, but honestly, I think he just needs to survive at this point, and I think Magi's the way to go until he hits level 12. It's coming up quick, so maybe he can get the beads and make something happen, or maybe he just needs to time his ult better and use it in conjunction when he thinks he's about to get Loki ulted. I just don't see him surviving Loki ults anytime soon until he gets some sort of immunity.
I would love to see the Baron build some type of tank because he's got high enough damage to fight both the Cuckoo and the Loki. You have the Arachne there to stop the Sylvanas. Once those two are going, Arachne can just absolutely solve.
Oof. Just a bit off the mark as Cuckoo's making stuff happen in the jungle up here. You don't want to get trapped in a tight corridor with the Cuckoo caught on the field. And this is just the name of the game here for these. Oh, great pull. And the Arachne back in, straight to the whirlwind. Gonna die. Loki, oh, what a great shell coming out to try and save Loki. Unfortunately, it's not enough. If it was upgraded shell, maybe. But great heads-up play there. And honestly, 2 for 2. Ranger versus Cuckoo here. Maybe get the solo kill. Just going to be content to just get here. Oh, and there's the pull. He unfortunately doesn't have ult. Kumba does. Minion trying to put in some work for Sylvanas here. Kumba's going to escape with his life. Just enough.
Even with that little spearman, I still couldn't kill him. That's one tanky Kumba.
That is one tanky Kumba, indeed. And Kumba opting to go into the Mystic Mail here. How do you feel about that? Do you think this is a frustration item? Do you think, because the name of the game right here, Need Some Milk, is they need some follow-up. Kumba going out there, starting a fight. No one in position to follow up. You saw Baron try and ult there to make something happen, but it was too little too late. Loki was already out of the way, and and then they got followed up by the damage of Sweet and Sweaty. So do you think this is frustration? Say, hey, if you guys aren't going to follow up, I'm going to put out some damage myself because I'm in the fray right now.
I believe it's more of where's Loki at, because if you can find the yellow numbers when he's invisible around you, you're able to fight him a little bit easier. I believe it's more to where's Loki at, and can we figure out where is he coming from?
Interesting how they're going to push this here. 11-3. Big difference in XP and gold. I think they just probably don't have any worries at this point. Just say, let's run it down mid. Ranger Danger is probably going to get a pull, and we'll follow up with that. As Loki creeping around the back. Good mess from Kumba to try and stop it. Unfortunately, damage is too good on Loki over here. Arachne trying to make it happen. Good beads. Avoiding the stun, avoiding the slow. And Cuckoo just on the mark all day long with these Cuckoo ults. Erases Arachne from the face of existence. And Loki follows up with a one-punch man and kills the Baron, taking the tower. He's going to get out of there. Kumba trying to make something happen here. What happened there, Coach?
Simple case of they got baited with a punch. The Loki came in, was holding around that corner, got the Arachne to chase, and once that Arachne chased, boom, they followed up right then and there, and then that's what just let them just walk right on in, and I think this probably will be game.
It looks like it's going to spell endgame. One more kill on the Arachne just for good measure. And then go ahead and turn the attention to the Titan and close this one out in the 17th minute of round 1 of the semifinals. That's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be interested to see in game 2 how They Need Some Milk adapts to the situation. I can't believe I say it, but probably target ban that Loki. It was a problem. And honestly, I'd probably ban all 3 of those guys because they're comfortable on them and they were looking good.
Yeah, I definitely ban just high burst damage for them because they just... I love to see Ranger Danger get off his comfort pick of Sylvanas, and I love to see the Loki ban. If they ban those 2, I believe they'll have a different game. I'm not saying they're bad players. I just want to see what their games are like, or what they can play like when they're not on their comfort guys. Put them into something they're not that comfortable on, and let's see how it folds out.
The problem, I can speak for Ranger Danger, is he's comfortable on a lot of gods, and they are all hyper-aggression carries, and he plays phenomenally on all of them. I think maybe cut your losses on Ranger Danger and probably target EJ and K-Mills here. What I would like to see come out of They Need Some Milk, I'd like to see some early aggression from them. Arachne can be, but that's really a conquest setting where she's going to catch some one-on-one, some people in the jungle. I don't like Arachne here in Joust. I would like to see some early aggression, maybe like a Ravana or something if you want to play Assassin. Something that can really take it to them and not just be backpedaling the entirety of the game.
They really need some high burst damage and more AoE damage. If all your damage is coming from a Baron 2 and his 1, you're really going to struggle to try and find picks. They're going to need something else besides that Baron in order to do damage.
I agree. Would you like to see some? We skipped over the picks and bans. I would like to see a big burst mage. If Zeus Outwatch is available, if not, maybe a Poseidon, something, a Scylla even with that Kumba if they run it back, something to follow up with big damage that you can be doing from afar and really just try and one-shot somebody.
Yeah, I believe Scylla would be really good at this. Maybe even a Ra.
Ra wouldn't be bad. All right, we're going to go ahead and head back to the other screen while we queue up the second game in the best of 3 semifinals, and we'll watch it happen. Stay tuned. All right, and here we are in game 2, best of 3 semifinals. Now we're going to be spectating on the side of They Need Some Milk, but really they need a win. What do you like about the drafts here? What do you not like the drafts? A little bit of a switch up. Obviously, Ranger Danger still in that Sylvanas. No more Loki.
I do like They Need Some Milk. They drafted for anti-just push. Or just a dive, anti-dive comp. However, it's like I said before, if they lean on this Cerberus to start the initiations, they're really going to hurt. Same thing could be said for Sweet and Sweaty, but I believe theirs will be a lot easier. Hoi can combo very easily off of himself, so can Phil, and so can the Sylvanas.
I tell you what, I really like this comp coming out of They Need Some Milk. It can be an aggressive comp. Discordia is so good right now, and once she gets a couple items online, a little bit of cooldown, just smacks people. Cerberus, one of the best supports to get it done, and obviously gonna have some anti-heal as oh no, Sylvanas pulls him in immediately, shell pop committed. Who you can actually dive away, and that was a chance for an early first blood. Unfortunately didn't go, but now it's getting Cerberus second guessing, jumping in there. And then I like this Artemis pick. Takes a little bit to come online, but once Artemis is online, especially in a small lane like this, that is a devastating team fight ult.
I would love to see if this Artemis would pick up a blink, but I believe this is going to be the Bees and Aegis. I really would have liked to see Bees to begin with instead of Aegis, because my philosophy is if you can't dodge the CC in the beginning, then the damage is going to be there no matter if you have Aegis.
It's true, and we talked about that, how they could have really benefited from the beads early on and opted again to go Aegis here, and this comp is still CC heavy, not as much so as the last one. Sylvanas setting himself out, pulling Cerberus in once again. Who you there to get some autos in? Crush off the mark, bounce off the mark. Still gonna chase it down though, and gets the kills with just autos. Great first blood on EJ, who we last saw on Loki. A little bit different of a god play here, but I'm sure Loki got banned out.
I would love to see this Cerberus not jump as much in order to fight, because as soon as he jumps, he's getting combos, and they're committing onto him. He's not right now.
That's a thing that people learn as they get up in the rank. Oh, great Discordia. Oh, gonna go on Sylvanas. There ain't be any follow-up there, but makes him think twice about coming in. Big crush. Good pull. Free hand onto Discordia. Nothing there. A bit of a miscommunication as I'm a Monster went towards the lane. Could have been an easy kill. Discordia gonna run away, and these guys are gonna keep fighting. Delta Houdini gets the kill on Artemis. That's huge. Hu Yi ult committed. Cerberus still just kind of skirting around, seeing if he can make something happen. But what a pull from Rager Danger. Oh, big boy damage. If Artemis was there to follow up, that's surely a kill, but that's gonna be huge. Artemis getting a kill right off the bat.
Yeah, I really like to see that, because Sylvanas, as strong as he is, if you do close the gap to him and get close to him, once his pluck's down, or he misses a pluck, he misses his root, and his ultimate's down, he's a sitting duck. He can't move. He's very slow and very immobile. Good opportunity. They need some milk cab, and they capitalized on. They got the first blood, or got the second kill of the game.
Really like what I saw there. Unfortunately, Discordia had to commit that ult immediately to try and get Sylvanas off him. If he had held on to that, it might have been a different team fight there. That could be such a brutal team fight ult. Sylvanas probably looking to make something happen here. Gets rooted. Wouldn't be surprised he gets a pull here.
Goes back to what I said. If Discordia had Bees instead of Aegis first, they don't have to worry about the Sylvanas as much.
Ooh. And the bounce on the Discordia ult. Got a little lucky there, but that's going to make Scylla hang back a little bit more. We saw Cerberus jumping again. Again, I'm not a big fan of it. You got to have an escape if you're going in there. I would have liked to see probably a blink picked up here early on. I know he's worried about aggression, so a shell does help. As Sylvanas counter-initiates, just blows up Artemis. Tick damage going to be too good. I'm a Monster, not going to hit anything, and the Hu Yi ult comes out, and Discordia is going to have to back off. Oh, pulled just off the mark.
Won't really much the Artemis could do. You hate to see them die with hanging onto their ult, but they probably figured no matter what they did, they were going to die. And it was just best to hold on to.
Great pull there. Just kind of a show of force. Nothing going to follow up on it, but just keeping it in the back of Cerberus' mind that, hey, man, I can pull you anytime I want. Be careful coming at us.
Like I said before, this Sylvanas, in the words of Smith Dog, don't miss.
He is a sniper with that Sylvanas pull, which is arguably one of the harder abilities to hit in this game. It has a slight delay on it, a very skinny line. You got to time it just right and be comfortable and be confident that you're going to hit that.
It's taken countless hours of playing that god. And me playing Sylvanas, I can't hit it. Most of the time, I really have to hit it off of either the knockup from the ult or root. But if you can hit a raw grab, that distinguishes you between good or a bad Sylvanas play.
What I would like to see here is if you look at Sweet and Sweaty, when Sylvanas makes these pulls, they always group up right beforehand. They're always tight together in a group, about to make a play. I want to see Discordia hold on to those abilities, get the 3-man root there, cause some chaos, cause some damage, and blow them up and look to counter initiate. Trying to put it through the wall, unfortunately hit a spot where it doesn't go. Been there. No harm, no foul, Discordia.
I'm curious to see if they're spacing around Discordia's 3 so they don't all get rooted. It's that Sweet and Sweaty's doing a real good job of just spacing and committing on whenever that Sylvanas gets a pull.
What do you think about this, Coach? We got Artemis starting off on Toxic Blade. You think the heals from Sylvanas are really that much of a problem that you'd go for that first item?
Have gone with easy kill on the employee.
Yeah, I think you probably could have held on to the Artemis ult there and probably just finished him with autos, but, you know, take what you can get and secure that kill.
Yeah, but back to what it's a good pickup, but I don't think it's second item pickup. I believe I would have loved to see maybe a Blood Forge just for that raw extra damage. He hasn't attacked him in the kill.
Oh no, I'm a monster off the Sylvanas pool, hits the mark. Great heads up Aegis from Artemis there. That probably would have at least brought her down to a quarter health and had good follow-up, but awesome lead on the I'm a monster, securing that kill on Cerberus. And when you got a Scylla backing up a Sylvanas, you're gonna have a bad time.
Oh yeah. Just missed the crush on the Scylla, gets it with the Discordia, but that Discordia ain't hitting hard yet. Yeah,
Discordia kind of seems like he's just throwing out the ult here. I don't mind it. If you want to ult people on cooldown and get some poke damage, because now Scylla's going to have to back, I don't mind it. What I would like to see is hold on to it and look for an opportunity where Cerberus engages, you hit that ult on somebody, it spreads to the whole team, and then you have an opportunity to go in there and get a DSI. I think it'd be more effective, but nothing wrong with early game. Just going ahead and getting Scylla back to base.
Yeah, I would also love to see Discordia hold on to her ult and use it as her beads when Sylvanas tries to pull, because if you see, like you said, they do tend to group up, but that ult from the circle from hitting the Discordia ult is a little bit bigger than her square, so I believe that would be a little bit better as her beads, but we'll just see how this plays out.
I'm going to tune in here with Sylvanas, see if we can't catch one of these high IQ pulls. Be cool to see it in the third-person mode. He's just looking so clean on this Sylvanas, and I've seen him play other gods. I challenged him as he's getting ulted in. Let's see how they counter-initiate this from Sylvanas' perspective. Immediately goes into it, immunes part of the Discordia ult, but gets hit with it, and that was a great heads-up play. Like kind of what we talked about. Wait for a big group. Wait for them to be able to spread that Discordia ult. Now they're all half health. Oh, a trade there. Discordia picking up a kill, but losing her life to K-Mills. Now 2-on-2. About even on health. Except for Artemis is going to die a little quicker than this Sylvanas. Look how far back this Artemis plays. So Cerberus is looking to be aggressive, and I admire it, because Ranger Dangers is aggressive on the Sylvanas. I think his teammates just aren't at that same level as him. Maybe there's not comms going on. Maybe they don't want to go in as much as Cerberus wants to go in.
I believe they're a little scared. Well, I wouldn't say scared, but they're a little nervous, like you said. They just got stomped last game. They're trying to put up a good defense. They're not trying to make anything overzealous, over aggressive. They're trying to play at a nice, clean, slow, steady pace.
I admire it, playing a little bit more of a reserved game here. They have a much better team comp, and it just keeps getting better as the game goes along. And I think they just kind of want to make the late game there and pick and choose their battles, not squander this. You're down a game. You're looking at trying to get to the finals. Just pick those battles. And they did a great job. I really like how they played that last team fight. Cerberus initiating, ulting back to them, and the Discordia ult coming out real quick right away. That's how it should be. There's 2 beads on the side of Sweet and Sweaty. Get those down and make some big boy plays.
What I would love to see from the Cerberus is getting the Cerberus out of the, or not the Cerberus, getting the Sylvanas out of the fight since he has no beat and is relying on his ult. Make him burn that ult. If he can do that, then
And Sylvanas over here not shy on using that ult. He's using it really well. He's using it to initiate. He's using it the second he gets pulled in to mitigate any type of CC that might be coming his way and to put out a little bit of damage. And I really like it. Sylvanas great at counter initiating and initiating.
seems to be a fight going over here. Dylan's half health. Discordia ult don't hit nothing. Managed to push him back. They got all this free room. I'd love to see if they go get their back camps on the right side, or they're just going to sit in the lane.
Cerberus again initiating with the leap in, only gets the Sylvanas because of the beads. Artemis ult comes out, Discordia ult's down. Sylvanas actually gonna live here. So close. Ult's committed on all sides. I'm a monster, the only one left, and that can be a devastating ult to have up. Cerberus playing real aggressive with that leap.
It's like I said, if either the Artemis or the Discordia had beads, they could have beats the Sylvanas ult and killed him right there. Having A just really dropped that kill streak.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Cerberus right there, Night Drago. That was a hot shell. It was no hesitation. The second that crush was in the air, popped the shell and got it off just before the crush popped, and probably saved Artemis's life there.
Good support play. You don't see it often, but when you do, you always gotta give it a round of applause.
Absolutely. Ooh, Cerberus aggressive here going in, but of course the dash is up for Scylla. Throw a crush back, nothing there. They're just gonna part ways. Artemis getting a little aggressive in lane here.
Ooh. First miss of the game from the Sylvanas. You don't see it often. Looks like Scylla's going back. It's a 3-on-2. Let's see how they play it. Are they going to fight over the red buff, or are they just going to sit in the lane? Looks like they're looks like Sweet and Sweaty wore around red.
Right, gonna get a root here and a pull off the mark. That's rare to see. Sometimes it's the easy pulls and the easy snipes that you miss most often.
Just goes to show you, this man is human.
Or maybe he missed that snipe on purpose to throw us off the scent.
It's just good to know that team can bleed.
True, looking like there's a little bit of life coming out. They need some milk. They're not far behind. Let's take a look at the deficit here, and not bad. 735 and 870 in favor of Sweet and Sweaty. That is basically dead even there.
Pretty close.
That is maybe one team fight, one objective, and everybody's in this game right now.
I'm curious to see what relics are going to be picked up. They are hitting level 12. They're getting ready to fight in this big game. Great ult. Holy ult. Good to stopping, but it doesn't stop executions. Scylla hits it with a crush. Ain't nothing you can do.
And yeah, that was a great Cerberus hold, recognizing that I don't know if beads were down for just a couple seconds there. Maybe he had the timer, but he decided not to use them. He immediately got blown up as Cerb jumps in again, straight to the root, straight to the pool under tower, straight to the I'm a monster. Follow-up damage on the Discordia to the root. What a play there from Sweet and Sweaty. That was a sweet play by some sweaty players.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I'll give you a round of applause for that.
You love to see it. It's just
Looks like this is probably going to be a tower. If not, going to be half. Ain't much really an Artemis to do to really hold off. Doesn't have ult. Looks like it may be going into a Transcendence or a Heartseeker. Go be curious.
I would imagine that's probably a Heartseeker at this point in the game. You're a little bit behind. I don't know that stacking Transcendence at this point is a good option. And I personally, I'm a big fan of Transcendence, but I personally like Devil Gloves on somebody like an Artemis who's going to be smacking with those autos. You could use a little bit of sustain. I would like to see some crit come out here soon for this Artemis. Artemis benefits a lot from crit and could start melting, particularly this Sylvanas.
Yeah, so Sylvanas ain't particular. Well, Sylvanas can be tanky, but it's just this Artemis has got just not really a lot of basic attack damage.
I'm a monster once more leads them. Great counter initiation. All the relics pop for Hu Yi. Sylvanas ult already committed. No ults left in the game, but the good route. Cerberus somehow just can barely survive. What a fight. This Scylla is sniping people out here with the I'm a monster.
I believe that was the Stone of Gaia that saved the Cerberus that go around.
Wow, and it does turn out to be a Transcendence on the Artemis. That's a bold move. It's kind of like when people start double stacking when they're behind. I don't know, especially in Joust where there's not a lot of pharma available. There's one lane of minions coming down. I don't know that I like a late game Transcendence.
Yes, it is indeed a bold move.
Also, how about this? 3 shells on the side of They Need Some Milk. Opting for the shell over the beads on the Artemis.
I feel like they're worried about just the residual damage that's going to be coming out. I believe if they would have got a bead, they'll be able to really punish this Sylvanas for what it's trying to do. Because you know the Sylvanas is trying to blink, hit her root, pull, ult.
Look at that, just raw damage coming out of Scylla. 1 crush, half health Discordia. And honestly, that might be attributed to the pen build coming online by Scylla. Only Divine Ruin going to be for Discordia. I would like to see a little bit more pen coming out, especially trying to deal with this Sylvanas. And we'll see what happens as a big boy Cerberus ult straight to the Discordia ult. Only going to get Sylvanas, as is tradition, who counter initiates, putting out big damage on this Artemis. And Scylla falls up. Artemis dead. All the ults down. Nothing left for a defense. Cerberus trying to get it done with just the damage. Misses the stun. Hu Yi might fall here. Good leap in. Hu Yi leap about to come up. And a great kill from Discordia. That's a 1-for-1. Oh, I'm a monster. Getting saucy over the wall. Doesn't land it, but goes ahead and dashes in and gets the root for the kill. Scylla playing out of his mind.
Looks like it's like I told you earlier, the Scylla has no power behind her basics, so that's how the Sylvanas just able to just walk away with such little help.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of good plays coming out, just really no finish. Scylla kind of overstays her welcome. Of course, she still got her leap up. Cerberus goes for it, not gonna hit it, but you know, I commend the effort. You got to make something happen at this point. They're starting to snowball in favor of Sweet and Sweaty, and you don't want that.
Yeah, the game's looking like it's about to tip here soon. I believe one more team fight, and you'll see pretty much how this game's going to go. I believe Sweet and Sweaty are right on the tip. They just need one more or 2 more kills, and I believe they're just going to run it down then, or at least get the tower and then try and get a Demon King.
I think the most perplexing thing here, we're talking about that how Artemis doesn't pick up beads, but how about the fact that Cerberus does? Cerberus has a big CC immune ult and hasn't been really too much of a problem as far as trying to get out of this CC. Sylvanas dives the backline. Cerberus also dives the backline, splitting supports here. Big damage going off Sylvanas. He's just a tanky boy, and I'm a monster looking over the wall. That's going to hit. And Scylla going to come right back around, try and get another one. Hits the reset. Can she get the third? She does. Not enough damage. Probably going to get Froggy here and dive tower and finish up that triple kill. Boom. There it is. Triple kill. Deicide on a Joust map. What a play from that Scylla. Looking good on the Loki, looking even better on the Scylla.
Yeah, Discordia got called. She didn't have B, and she didn't have her ult at that time, and got caught by the Sylvanas. And it's, I know I keep rehashing, but it's just little things like that can really go a long way.
That was a beautiful play, and you love to see it. Pushing the Phoenix, or pushing the Titan here, excuse me. They got a wave of minions. The only Artemis left up. This Titan is just losing health. It's almost done. This could be endgame. And with that, Sweet and Sweaty headed to the finals, and I cannot wait to watch that game.
I can't either. It's going to be a good game.
Awesome. Awesome job. Wow. Wow. Hey. You love to see it. Let's take a look at some numbers here. Look at that damage. Ranger Changer putting out more damage than this Hu Yi. How do you feel about that?
Hey, my man got Spirit of Magus. That's all he needs. Carry Sylvanas never fails.
All right, walk me through these builds, and also want to point out here on the side of the red team that they had 13 kills. Scylla, a part of all 13 kills. Sylvanas, a part of 12 of 13 kills. Hu Yi, a part of 9. What does that speak to here as far as team chemistry and organizing attacks together?
It seems to me that they were revolving around Sylvanas, grouping up around him, and playing off of him. Sylvanas made plays, rooted somebody, and the Scylla, just as soon as he got rooted, the Scylla would follow up. Hu Yi was trying. I'm not saying he didn't do nothing. I'm just saying he was trying to catch up. He dropped his ult to help slow him down, because once Artemis and Discordia were stuck in that ult after they burnt theirs, it was just free pickings for the Scylla to come up and just deicide them.
Overall, great gameplay, and I'm not taking anything away from They Need Some Milk. They fought their hardest. That is a hard team to beat. We've been watching all week, and they played super well. They held their own, especially in that second game. It was looking for a while there that it could have gone either way. It was dead even on XP and gold, and I commend them for that. As someone who once played against Ranger Danger, it is not a fun thing to do. I'll tell you what, and that Scylla just looking unstoppable. Great effort out of the boys. Made it to the semifinals. You love to see it. Unfortunately, that's the end of the road for them. We're going to be looking at going into some pre-finals interviews here with both teams. We'll get some online, talk about what they did throughout the tournament and how they're gonna plan out taking on these powerhouse teams that they got to fight. So we'll get into that. Hold on a second as we get some of the players online.